So today my plan is to finish this roof. That's part of this 2-story turret, and give that patina finish like I had on the other turret on the other side of the house. You can see that right here. So we're just going to do that on this one. And what you'll see is I started with this really dark teal. I don't know that it was absolutely necessary, but it makes for a nice undertone. It fills in those cracks, and it kind of, it doesn't become like the main color, but it's an undercoat that kind of makes the colors on top of it a little richer, and it gives a little bit of like a deep color in certain spots. Like when you look up closely to it, you can see this color kind of peeking through, but for the most part it's going to be hidden. The color I used is this here. It's a little squishy, but it's blue sarcelle, I think that, or teal. Yeah, okay, so it's teal, and it's Folkart. I got this at Hobby Lobby, so it's a pretty dark color, but it did the job. This was really quick to paint too. You can see I also put those the trim work on it like on the other roof, so they match. And now I'm going to start layering my paint. The second color that I'm going to put on is this one here. This one's Art Deco. They all come from the same aisle. They're just different brands. But this one here is Aqua Sky. So what I did was I brought the picture, my inspiration picture, into the store. It was on my phone. So I just pulled it up in the store and I just started matching paint to it. So that's how I picked out my colors. There wasn't, I didn't find this online or anything. I just eyeballed it. So you can do the same thing. So that next layer is going to be that sky blue. And I just have this little palette of paint. You'll see I also have this brown and a sage green, which I'll be layering on there as well. So, but for right now, we're just going to take some of this blue and back up here and just start almost like a dry brush. I'm not too worried about full coverage because it will get fully covered, but I don't mind having some of that green popping through. And as you can see too, I don't have any shingles on my roof, so I really don't care if paint gets on it. However, I don't want paint getting on my bricks. So, but you see that? You can still see the green coming through. I got better coverage on this first panel, but that's okay. So do that on this side next. And there we go. And because I painted this little ridge here, probably want to get that a little bit covered too, and the ends of my little trim pieces. It has been a long day today. I'm really tired, but I really wanted to get this done, so this is relaxing for me and I enjoy it. I have found this to be just such a fun hobby, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for something to do. And you don't have to do it every day either. You just do it when you can. All right, so that's that for right now. So I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes, but in the meantime, what I'll show you is, excuse me, the other colors that I used, and I'll write this down. The other colors I'm going to use are here's this one. What's it called? I can hardly even read it. Something meadow. Mossy meadow. It's kind of blurry, sorry. So it's like a sage green. And then this brown color, which is burnt umber. So that's what I've used, and those are going to be layered on top of this blue. And I think what you'll find is when you have all these colors layered, they actually do kind of turn out like a patina. It's kind of cool. Alright, so I think that this is dry enough right now, so I'm going to go ahead and, and the other thing too is, instead of just using straight brown, and this is really one of those just feel it kind of things, I just brought some of the paint over here, and I'm going to take some of the green, and I'm kind of, sorry, I'm holding my phone while I'm doing this with one hand, just kind of blending that so it's not so dark. So I used some sage green and brown, got a lighter tone. I will use some straight brown for little bits of undertones, but the just to get some of that like the original copper color kind of peering through. We're just gonna do some light brushes, and you just want to make sure that it's all going in a direction that, like, you know, when the rain's coming down, it's causing the look how pretty that is already. I mean, isn't that crazy? Like, why bother getting real copper and trying to make this get this effect when you can just do it with paint in seconds. Alright, so we'll do this one next. I'm just doing a little bit, and you know, if you put too much brown on, then you can just go back and get more of that sky blue and put that on. It's no big deal. Paint is so forgiving, so you can really and it's nice when you don't have too much on your brush too, because then you can get it doesn't go on as thick and it's lighter. So alright, so that's what I have so far. And now I'm going to go back over it with a little bit more blue. Just kind of layer it. There's no like, what do you call it? There's no science to this. I mean, I'm sure there's science to it, but it's really just art. We're just getting your color, you know, making colors and blending, and that's all. But this, if you mess it up, paint over it. It's not a huge deal. So, all right, I'll put a little more blue over here. Lighten that up a little. So just like that, we got this nice patina finish. I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. There we go. Perfect. And now I'm going to just grab some of that sage, because, you know, when you actually look at things, you got to kind of, with your eye, kind of pull out colors. And you'll see it's not like just two colors. It's kind of a blending of different colors. And I'm going to get some on here. I also don't want it to look like brush strokes, so sometimes you have to go back over and get rid of brush strokes. There. Cool, huh? I'm going to go back, add a little bit more blue, and I think that looks good. My lighting in here is horrible, so sometimes I question especially when I'm looking at this stuff in the camera, it doesn't quite look the same. Let's see. Let's see, how's this one looking? Good. All right, and now I'm going to just grab a little bit of this brown. Whoops, it got mixed in. So I'm using one hand, which is hard to do. It's like I need somebody to hold it for me. But right now is my alone time, so I'll just have to do this alone. I'm totally good with that. So now I'm just adding a little bit of darker brown, and I'm going to put these like in the corners just to kind of highlight it. See, and coming down from the top, and let's see, put some on here. And I don't want it to be solid in color either, you know, like you want it to look realistic, like it's really oxidized paint, or oxidized copper, I mean. Let's see. So I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of a blotchiness because I just think it looks good. Oh. I feel like I'm breathing really hard. I'm sorry. But my nose is stuffy. All right. What do we think there? I think that needs more blue. And then we'll go with more brown. I kind of put too much paint on there. I might even have to wait until it dries, because what ends up happening is the more you try to touch it up while it's wet, you're just blending colors and you're not getting the effect that you want. You just get a big pile of paint, which is basically what I'm doing at the moment. All right, I might have to wait just a few minutes. Give that a chance. And now put a little bit up here. A little bit of blue. So, I mean, I think it looks really nice. What do you think? Here, let's blend that a little bit more. It's amazing like how different it looks in person than I look on it on my phone here, and it's so different. There. I think that looks really pretty. I'm happy with it. We got this. And over here, I'm going to get that a little darker. Okay. And there it is. I mean, I think that looks pretty good. I might touch it up a little bit more once I turn my phone off, but there we go. A patina roof, just like that. So it took 4 colors. I mean, those colors, those paints are like $1. $1 at Hobby Lobby, and even at like Michael's, wherever, any craft store. But there's our roof, and I'm actually thinking about making some little tiny like copper awnings, like to go over the window, like just decorative ones. So I might make a couple of those. I'm not sure yet. I haven't figured out what to make it with. I have different ideas, but another area that I did the patina was, let me move this out of the way, on the chimney, sorry. One of the things I didn't like was there's the seam, because if you remember, the chimney was in 3 parts, here and then up here. So so I had to piece it all together, but right here we have, you can definitely see a seam, and I wanted to cover it, so I decided to do a decorative piece, and what I used was wood trim molding. Cut it with 45-degree angles, had it measured and everything, and then just glued it together. So I have this decorative piece, and then I painted it, and that's how I figured out how to do the painting. So I'm going to do the same thing up on the top. I'm going to make a copper chimney piece to go on top. So I'm not there yet, but I'll get there. So that's it for painting today and getting that patina look, and I hope this helped. And if you happen to use the technique and the colors and all and try to do this yourself, I'd love to see pictures of your work. That's it for now, and see you next time. Bye.